You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Theater of Note for their presentation of Red Helen.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Bill Voorhees. I directed Red Helen.
A question: what drew you to this piece?
I loved the fact that Red Helen is all about these really interesting relationships between mothers and daughters, and the way that people play against each other, but ultimately you're always wanting some sort of kind of approval. And I was also really drawn to repression and how a family member can repress you and put you into something that you don't want to be, and so you just accept who you are for years and years and years, and then finally, one way or another, you have to be whoever you're going to be.
Yeah, I really love this piece. Well, first of all, the actors here are fantastic, because if you had a different set of actors who weren't as strong or talented as these people, it would be a totally different play.
Yeah, agreed. And one of the great things about it was that as soon as the cast, we locked down the cast and we had our first table read, it was the first time I'd really heard the play hit all the notes that I'd always wanted it to be when I had read it, and it was so immediate that the confirmation of like, oh my God, we have the cast. Everybody is perfect.
Speaking of casting, what do you look for in your casting?
I look for people who are willing to let go and be bold. One of the most important things to me on stage is to see somebody risk it all, and everybody, when they came into the room for this one, they just put it all out there, and you kind of had that sense of like, well, even if we don't get the part, we still lived it right now, and that was my great moment in the sun in this play, and because they left it all on the stage, they left their guts on the stage, just in the audition. That's what I respond to.
Yeah, if my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They should expect to see, at Red Helen, they should expect to see deliciousness and blood and a lot of wonderful family moments that they can relate to, whether they like it or not.
I agree with you that if anyone's gone through therapy, they will recognize some of the words that were said.
Absolutely. This show is for anybody who after years of just having a family, they're like, I think I need a little therapy. This will speak to them.
Okay. Once again, I really love the piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Jennifer Barclay. I'm the playwright of Red Helen.
Question: why did you decide to write this piece?
I was interested in writing a play that was driven by women, but had the sort of menace and claustrophobia that a Pinter or Shepherd play does.
I thought this piece was fantastic. Well, first of all, it required your actors to really act. It was. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, you have to have very great actors to perform this piece. Otherwise, it could be, it would be a totally different play.
Yeah, I agree. The cast was outstanding, and I write all my roles hoping to find outstanding actors and wanting to write roles that would be challenges to great actors.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
A dark and juicy comedy.
Again, once again, I really love this piece. I love the actors who did this one, because obviously, again, it required tremendous acting. Once again, I really love the piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
I'm Lynn O'Dell. I've been a member of this company for about 20 years. I'm a producer, director, and actor. I've lived in New York, San Francisco, and here in LA. I played the role of Helen. I think Helen is a fascinating character. I think there are so many levels to her. It's such a delicious character to play because of that. There's kindness and sweetness in her, and also absolute rage and horror.
I actually loved your character. First of all, this character isn't the type of person you'd see every day, so it's very interesting, very intense. For an actor, I basically believe it's very challenging, and you get a lot of good body of work through it.
Yes, it's a very challenging. I would say probably the most challenging role I've ever had, because you don't want to go too far. You don't want it to become just absurd. So you want there to be some subtlety there. So you're always kind of walking that line and trying to keep it where it needs to be, and that's a challenge. It really is.
I agree with you. When I saw it, it was kind of like, first of all, it was funny. She was very funny, but no one was laughing. But everyone thought she was funny, so they're being entertained. But also the overacting, so they took you very seriously, even though again it wasn't just a farcical character.
Right, and I think that's a testament to the way the play is written, as well as to the way it was directed. Because I think one of the things we talked about initially is how much we wanted it to come from a real place. All of the relationships between these people we wanted to be real. Even though the icing on top of it is surreal, it still gives it a quality where I think everybody's able to get involved and enjoy it.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
I think a very dark comedy.
I really loved it. I thought you guys were fantastic. I thought you were especially fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Once again, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Channing Sargent. I'm an actor and a writer. I studied acting at NYU and writing/journalism at USC. I'm a member of Theater of Note. This is my third main cast show here. I love this play. It's been amazing to work on. Such a well-written play with so many layers. I play Astrid, the eldest daughter in this family of women that run a steak restaurant. I think she's constantly seeking approval. She wants love. She wants to be loved by her mother, but she also wants to be appreciated for what she's good at. I mean, she wants to be appreciated, and she is consistently underappreciated and sort of like put in the corner, which is funny because we see Bibi, Astrid's little sister, we see her like actually put in a corner at one point in the play. But I would say metaphorically, Astrid's often put in a corner. She's has no agency. Her mother doesn't let her have any agency in life, and that's really all she wants. So she's constantly trying to prove herself to no avail.
Yeah, I loved your character. First of all, I loved everyone's character. It was so challenging for actors because it was almost like doing a marathon. This is serious acting. You can't just be a bit actor to come in here. I thought you guys were fantastic, and you gave a tremendous performance.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been very challenging to work on in all of the best ways. It's such a well-written play that it reveals itself to us more and more each time we work on it. And we have a really long run because we're in repertory with another show. So we don't close until May 20th. So I'm really excited to see how my relationship to the play changes now that we're performing. My interpretation of the play in May may be different than it is tonight, because I'm learning more and more the more opportunities I have to be in the world and experience it.
If my viewers decide to come and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They're going to be thoroughly entertained because it's funny, but it's a very dark humor. So I think they'll also be thinking a lot throughout. Like it's not just like a vaudevillian funny romp. It's got some really intelligent layers and themes going on. So I think they will be intellectually challenged. They're just going to see a family of women all vying for their place in the world.
Yeah, I agree with you. First of all, it was very funny, but I noticed the audience wasn't laughing, not because they didn't think it was funny, but they were just so engaged with your performance. They were so kind of amazed by it.
Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, thank you. It was an awesome audience. I could feel the energy.
Once again, I really loved your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Greg Nussin. I'm born and bred actor, and excited. I'm in the show Red Helen. That's me. I play Skip. He's a Romanian import. He's a simple man, I guess, who really has He knows what he wants in life. He really cares about his family and wants to take care of them any way he can.
I really loved your performance. Well, first of all, the roles you chose, because I've seen you a few times, you choose really demanding roles. These aren't ordinary roles of us, just some leading guy who just stands there and looks cute. You get really demanding roles.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we do it, right? We want to be able to flex our muscles as big as we can, I suppose, and that's where the fun is at. Nobody wants to just like stand around and look. Oh, maybe some people want to stand around and look pretty, but I don't.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
It's like a lot of the plays we do here. I think it defies a lot of sort of traditional genre classifications, and it's a really funny comedy, but there's definitely a lot of really serious meat to it, and pun intended, I guess. And so it's a full experience for sure.
I know. Well, first of all, you all were very funny, but the audience wasn't laughing. It's not because you weren't funny. It was because they were really engaged by you guys, and they really admired the talent you guys were performing. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a sense that you have to train as an actor to sort of tell, like, well, okay, they're silent. Does that mean that they're just super engaged, or are they bored out of their mind? And I feel like the more I do it, the better I am at sort of sensing that kind of thing, and it definitely felt like we had them tonight, so it feels good.
Once again, I really enjoyed I enjoyed the whole piece.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Good to see you again.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Siggy Gradwell. Hi. I am a member of Theater of Note. I'm from New York. I'm Swiss and Israeli and American, and I'm very excited to be playing Bibi in Red Helen. Bibi has a very strong cover because she's very scared of not getting her mom and dad's approval, and she always had to be the one to hold it together and to be happy because that's what her dad always wanted. And she really, really just wants to make her dad proud and to get the approval of her family. So she really just keeps this cover and makes sure not to break. But sometimes, of course, it's hard not to.
Well, first of all, I loved all you guys. You guys were fantastic. I love you in particular also.
Thank you.
These types of roles, they're just rather unusual. How do I describe this role?
It's very interesting. I always say, like, it's, parts of it are absurd, it's very surreal, but parts of it are really grounded in reality. And, this character especially, like, maybe she seems big at times because she's really working hard to cover her fears and her feelings, and we do that in life. So in a way, it's very big and broad, but in another way, it's like you really break it down. It's exactly what, even I've been doing in life sometimes. It's very human and very relatable.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Expect to see a very dark comedy about a dysfunctional family, but you will laugh more than you think, and you will feel a lot more than you can expect going in.
Yeah, I agree with that. First of all, I thought it was very funny, but I noticed the audience wasn't laughing, and it wasn't because it wasn't funny. They were just very engaged.
That's so nice. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm glad they were engaged, even when the lights went out. That was crazy.
Yeah, once again, I really loved your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having us. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Amanda C. Miller. I'm an actress in the Los Angeles area. I do mainly voiceover in like Sailor Moon. I play Sailor Jupiter, and in Boruto, I'm the voice of Boruto, and obviously I play Max in Red Helen at Theater of Note. She's a very misunderstood character because they're always labeling her as, their little manly man, their little serial killer, and she gets obviously frustrated every time because she's actually very smart, and she has this side that wants to be loved and this side that is softer, and so I think it's kind of the play is her finding herself and kind of going on that journey to be who she really was supposed to be. So.
I really loved your performance, and I loved everyone's performance. It was actually very engaging. It was funny, but I noticed the audience, their reaction wasn't, they didn't laugh, and it wasn't because it wasn't funny, it was because they were so engaged by how challenging your acting was.
It's interesting because this play sometimes can be so brutally funny, and at certain moments they'll laugh out loud, and then the next moment Helen says something that just destroys her daughters or something. Like there's such a give and take because there's there's a lot of highs and lows in the play, but you're right. Like I think when they're engaged and they're laughing, they're engaged, but when they're quiet, they're still engaged, which is really cool. Like it's yeah, those are the moments that are tense get really tense, and yeah.
Yeah. Once again, I really love your performance. I thought you're fantastic. I love the performance of everyone. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Red Helen will be playing at Theater of Note from March 30th to May 20th. For more information, go to www.theaterofnote.virb.com. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Whitefire Theater for their presentation of The Accidental Club. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Sherry Scott.
And what did you just do today?
The Accidental Club. It's a new one-woman musical comedy drama about life, fame, addiction, and death.
So why did you just decide to do something like this?
Well, because I was thinking about doing a musical for some time. My love is theater and music, and there was a woman singer by the name of Eva Cassidy that I was very fond of, and people would tell me that I, resembled her, especially her voice after concerts. And so I started thinking about writing a show about her because she died before she became famous. She died 5 years before she became famous, and I thought it would be so interesting to get her take on life and fame. And then it turned into the Accidental Club when I started thinking of other favorite vocalists like Billie Holiday and Janis Joplin and Amy Winehouse, and the fact that they all died of overdoses and drug abuse. And right about that time was when we started hearing about the resurgence of heroin addiction and use again about 3 years ago.
I really enjoyed the performance tonight. Basically, I thought the music was fantastic. I thought your singing was actually very good also.
Thank you.
But my question is basically, for musicians in general, from the message I got in the story that you wrote, it seems like it's like a sad life. Other people you're talking about were famous and all that, but it sounds like they were very sad.
They did all share, Janis, Billie, and Amy, I think all shared that isolation and loneliness of fame. And, they then tried to kind of fill that, with substances that made them, feel, on top of it again. And, that's how addiction begins. But, and also other social cruelties, like bullying, racism, I think can also come into play. And of course, Janis was a victim of bullying, and Billie a victim of racism and sexual abuse. And those things also can lead to addiction. But I think, when you're isolated, on top of that, and people think that people that are famous have this entourage, but they don't really have those people that are close to them, not enough of them, especially in the case of Amy. I think she really fell victim to fame in that the people that really cared about her became, isolated from her. And all of a sudden she was kind of alone and with the wrong people, and no one was watching out.
I asked a musician, a working musician, about the drug scene in music, and he says that, well, no, he doesn't do it because, well, first of all, he says he went to college. And secondly, no one would tolerate it. If you're a big name star, maybe. But if you're just a working musician and you can't do your job because you're addicted to something, you're just not going to be able to get a job. Is that true?
Well, I don't think, if you want the longevity in your career, yeah, you want, especially if you're a singer, it's kind of like running a marathon every time you do a show. You have to really take good care of your voice, and, just your whole physical being needs to be, in shape for the endurance of it. Singing is all about, those muscles, those vocal muscles, and so it's really important to take good care of yourself. Just, again, that sort of helps with achieving your dreams. Those people that are out there with a goal, take good care of yourself.
Well, I also heard another actor say that, well, sometimes you need the drugs to actually get you through the day because you have to work so hard. It's like, you need it to actually just keep you awake, What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's unfortunately how it all starts is these crazy schedules, and again, being isolated from family and friends, and you're on the road, and people are suggesting, well, why don't you take this, and this will give you the energy to to get through it, and then you become addicted. And so you don't need it, but it's certainly, people with ulterior motives sometimes will, sort of have something to give you, especially, back, even, this started a long time ago, like in the 30s with Judy Garland. I mean, even when she was a kid, they were giving her, things to keep her up and things to let her sleep at night. And of course, we've lost a lot of people like that. Even recently. So yeah, it's a sad situation. So the more awareness that we have around that, and how addictive it really is so important, so that other people can kind of protect themselves from that and know it's true.
So what would your advice be for someone, again, a young musician who also, who may be involved in a situation like that? Would it be just give the fame, get married, have a kid, or would it be, the music's more important than the money or the schedule or the work? I mean, what would your advice be to someone like that?
Well, everybody's journey is different, and sometimes it just kind of depends upon what your particular passion is. And some people are more work oriented, some people are more family oriented, and so sometimes people will pursue their careers for most of their lives. That's what gives them joy, and other people don't, because they find that they would rather, like you said, get married and have kids. But it's just, to each their own in that regard. But the most important thing is just staying true to yourself and true to your dreams. And sometimes you can have it all, if you can kind of figure out how to do that. But yeah.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
I think that they'll find a very interesting story about a singer who dies of an overdose. She believes that it's all a dream, and ends up in the accidental club with these very interesting characters named Janis Joplin, Amy Winehouse, and Billie Holiday. And they all have some really good advice for her, because they've been kind of hanging out on the other side for a while. You'll hear some of their music, and you'll hear some of my original music, playing the character of Mira Dawson. And you'll get kind of a taste of what their lives were like when they were on Earth, and how fame affected them.
Well, I really enjoyed myself tonight. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
The Accidental Club will be playing at the White Fire Theater from March 31st to April 28th. For more information, go to www.theaccidentalclub.com.